So let's get you now live visuals coming in of Prime Minister Modi. He is leaving after his trip from Sri Lanka, where he was welcomed. And remember, he also spoke about how this is a historic event. He spoke about India and Sri Lanka relations reaching new heights. So after concluding that visit, Prime Minister Modi is now leaving from Sri Lanka. In just a few moments from now, he will be in Rameshwaram as well, where a host of infrastructure development projects will be inaugurated by him. But this is the visual coming in from Sri Lanka, where he is leaving from Colombo and will be back in the country. My colleague Varshini is on the broadcast with us with the details. Varshini, the Prime Minister was in Sri Lanka after the BIMSTEC visit and ties.
Well, absolutely, yes. The Prime Minister landed in Sri Lanka on the night of the 4th of April, and he was there an entire day in Colombo, where he had signed 7 MOUs, very important MOUs with the Sri Lankan government. And after that, he also held several delegation level meetings. And now the Prime Minister has left Colombo and he is landing at Anuradhapura, where we are here. This is a very important and a historical town in Sri Lanka. And Anuradhapura, people, according to Sri Lankans, believe that, Lord Buddha was here and he meditated here, and therefore they consider this a very holy town. And in Anuradhapura, Prime Minister is slated to do 2 things before he leaves to India. And one is visit the holy temple, which is also a Buddha temple, where he's going to offer prayers at the temple. And after that, he will be coming to this Anuradhapura railway station to flag off this railway project that was fully funded by India on a line of credit. The train that you can see behind me is the train that the Prime Minister, along with the Sri Lankan President, is going to flag off. And this project was fully funded by the government of India. And also, this is something very important because there was no connectivity between Maho and Omanthai, and this is 128 kilometers long with new signal connectivity that has been brought in. And there are huge numbers of public crowd who's gathered here, carrying the Indian flag as well as the Sri Lankan flag and they are very excitedly waiting for this project to be launched, which is going to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Like you can see, they are holding both the country flags to, happily, enjoy this moment, a very important day in the history of the India-Sri Lanka relationship. As the Prime Minister spoke about how India will be giving continued support to the country of Sri Lanka until it's being able to restructure itself. Today is also a very important day. So these are the 2 things the Prime Minister is slated to do before he leaves to India. So we'll have to wait if the events are going to.
Okay, so India and Sri Lanka have signed 7 key agreements, and this was a visit that the Prime Minister also hailed as a new era in the 2 relations. He also spoke about how India-Sri Lanka cooperation will continue in defense, energy, digital infrastructure, health, as well as the trade sectors. This visit, remember, also comes amid concerns over China's increasing influence across the Indian Ocean region. So these agreements were signed during the Prime Minister's visit to Sri Lanka. Professor Madhav Nalapad is joining us on the broadcast. Good morning and thank you for joining us. Mr. Nalapad, there was a lot expected from this visit of the Prime Minister with Sri Lanka, the first foreign visit after the new regime came in, and this comes at a time when Sri Lanka is recovering from the massive economic impact that the country had to face. Would you say that this was a historic visit, or it does indeed herald a new era in the India-Sri Lanka relations?
There's no doubt it's a historic visit. There's no doubt that he has reset relations with Sri Lanka, the Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, because the reality of the situation is he has shown a perfect balance between the interests of the Tamil and the Sinhala communities. He has stressed the issue of the Tamils, just equal justice to the Tamils. And at the same time, he is now visiting Anuradhapura, a very sacred site. It's a site that I myself have been to. And I may say so, it's a very moving site. And may I point out that in at least all the Buddhist temples I have visited, there is an image of Lord Ganesha, very prominent there. So that shows a kind of coming together in harmony of faiths. I think that's a lesson which the whole world can learn. And I do believe Sri Lankan Buddhism has a very proud heritage, and so does the Tamil heritage, comprising of Hindu, Christian, and Muslim. And the Prime Minister has balanced both beautifully, with the point that I would say all elements of the population will be happy with this visit and will understand that India is an all-weather friend, unlike some other countries that basically, they talk friendship and then they act in a very predatory manner.
Yes,
So
and
I'd
there
like
were
to
a lot of
point out
concerns, isn't it, over China's increasing influence over Sri Lanka as well. And India had extended help at the time when Sri Lanka needed it, when it was reeling under the economic crisis. In fact, in his remarks, Dissanayake had also assured the Prime Minister that Sri Lanka will not allow its territory to be used in any manner inimical to India's security interests. This is a very significant statement because India had made its stance clear, but there were concerns in Delhi over the influence of China, isn't it?
Look, I would like to say that President Anura deserves full praise for the way in which he has steered so successfully his country, and he understands the reality of the new Cold War, Cold War 2.0, between the U.S. and China mainly, and he knows India is on the side of democracy, and he is an elected leader, so there is no question in his mind. That's in my view, that he will put Sri Lanka also on the side of the democracies. It's a very, very important resettlement relations, and I think India can be a bridge between Sri Lanka and much bigger countries than Sri Lanka in terms of economic size, and the United States will be among them. So I do believe, quite honestly, that a very delicate balancing of Buddhist and Tamil interests has been done by the Prime Minister, and his visit to Anuradhapura, a very sacred site to Sri Lankan Buddhism, is emblematic of that, as is his homage to the IPKF soldiers who laid down their lives. By this, the Prime Minister is sending a message that any kind of terrorism is not welcome and indeed should be avoided in future, and the way to avoid it is good relations between all communities, especially Sinhala and Tamil. And I think that's a very delicate balancing act that the Prime Minister has carried out very, very expertly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us with your inputs on that. So speaking about the delicate balancing act that India has had to do despite being aware of China's influence in the region, India has been very clear that its strategic ties will not be affected. So, Varshini, as the experts have also been pointing out, this has been a very significant visit where India has also had to do some tightrope walking, including ensuring that this is a personal touch that the Prime Minister puts to every visit to foreign nations, where he also taps into the soft power of India. Okay, all right. We'll try and reconnect that line with Varshini in just a few moments. But look at the visuals on your screens. The Prime Minister just leaving from Sri Lanka. This is after India signed 7 key agreements in defense, energy, digital infrastructure, health and trade sectors in Sri Lanka. And look at the visuals on the screens that also showed the strong ties that India and Sri Lanka have. The Prime Minister saying that this is going to herald a new era in the ties between India and Sri Lanka. And in a few moments from now, the Prime Minister is also going to be in Tamil Nadu, where the focus is going to be on the sea bridge. The visuals of it on your screens. This is going to be a historic day for the country because of the connectivity that it is going to bring in. Varshini is back with us. Varshini, the Prime Minister spoke about the significance of the ties of India with Sri Lanka. But as he departs from Colombo, he is going to be in Tamil Nadu shortly. And in Tamil Nadu as well, it's going to be quite a historic day. India is going to see a big boost to connectivity, which will, of course, help not just the economic growth, but also devotees across the country heading to Rameshwaram, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes, because this is a very important thing that the Prime Minister is going to inaugurate today, the first vertical lift bridge of India. And Rameshwaram and the Pamban Bridge has been extremely historical for the country because it has been existent from the British colonial era, and over 100 years the bridge has been standing strong. But with development, with more, in everything, in shipping and trading, there has to be more, technology involved. And India has come up with a brilliant vertical lift bridge, which is much bigger, which is going to pave way for much bigger vessels to pass through. And that is why this is very important. And, back-to-back important inaugurations of such successful and exemplary products is what is making India stand out at this point, is what one can understand. Because what we are seeing in Sri Lanka unfolding is also not just, two neighbor countries coming together on some projects, but it is also some standout, projects that are being introduced, that are being funded by the government of India, that are being, such a futuristic vision that we are able to witness at this point of time. And that is what is going to happen in some time in Rameshwaram as well. As the Prime Minister lands there, he is going to inaugurate that bridge, which is going to, become a milestone in the development of our country. And on the other hand, speaking about India and Sri Lanka, it's not just about connectivity, it's not just about strategic ties, it is also about the cultural and the indigenous relationship that both these countries share. And that is why now, in some time, the Prime Minister will be offering prayers at the Mahabodhi temple in Anuradhapura. And in a few hours after that, he will be offering prayers at the Ramanatha Swami temple in Rameshwaram, which also, implies how culturally significant these trips are. The two trips that the Prime Minister is making is. So it is going to definitely be a very important day in this particular chapter of the growth and development of India in particular. So,
okay, all right. Varshini, just a moment. We have some reactions coming in. Let's listen in.
Very big country in our Asian community. So that's the very proud, and we have to a big relationship between India and Sri Lanka, and also we have to in our religion relationship between Sri Lanka and India. That is the cultural everything. We are same. So we are very proud that you are opportunity to giving us to build up our country as a president of India. He's a big man, and we are very proud to him. Yeah, Prime Minister of India. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Your screens are the latest pictures coming in. Why Anuradhapura? Why is this so important for the Buddhist community, and what is the significance of what the Prime Minister plans to unveil in Anuradhapura? For that, let me go across to Srinjoy Chaudhary, who's joining us. Varshini is also reporting live from Sri Lanka as she gets us the latest. The focus of this visit of the Prime Minister has been extremely significant. It marks a new era of ties between India and Sri Lanka, isn't it? With Sri Lanka rolling out the red carpet for the Prime Minister, with 7 key agreements signed between both the countries, and also the honor that has been bestowed on the Prime Minister, making it the 22nd such international honor for the Prime Minister by a foreign country. But Srinjoy, do tell us about the significance of Anuradhapura and the Prime Minister's message when he goes there to unveil a development project, an infrastructure railway project.
Well, a bridge is not just a bridge. A bridge is something that brings these two countries together. And that is the significant aspect of it. Because this visit is over 3 days. It's not often that a Prime Minister of India goes to a neighboring country and stays there for 3 days. So that itself should tell you why this visit is as significant as it is, because the two countries have chosen to ensure that this visit is a success. If you're going to do 70 agreements, it means enormous amount of work would have happened in advance. And that led to the signing of 70 agreements. Yes. The fact that the Prime Minister received the award that he did,
Srinjoy, I have to interject you just for a moment, because we have live reactions coming in as we bring our viewers live broadcast straight from Sri Lanka, with the focus on how the Prime Minister's visit has been a successful one with multiple highlights. Let's listen into the latest reactions. We're getting you the latest pictures. India and Sri Lanka have, in fact...
The President is also coming along with the Prime Minister. You're here to welcome them.
Yes, I welcome them very well. I'm proud to him.
What do you want to say to Prime Minister Modi? He's come here.
He's very good person. I like him. He's a very good gentleman. I like to him come to our city. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We go across to Varshini, who's also reporting live. Varshini, a lot of takeaways from this visit, but one of the highlights has also been what this is the first trip of the Prime Minister to Sri Lanka after President Kumara Dissanayake was elected to office, and now what the President of Sri Lanka said also becomes very, very significant when he said that Sri Lanka will not allow the use of its land for anything that is inimical to India's strategic interests. A loaded statement coming in, but do take us through what you're seeing around you. What is next on the agenda of the Prime Minister?
The statement that you are pointing out with the Sri Lankan president that he has made he was a politician before becoming the president was definitely towards the strategic relation with India. But as of now, what India has done to Sri Lanka has definitely turned the politicians here and the people here around, and now everybody is looking forward for the same help that India is giving and the kind of projects that India is bringing into Sri Lanka for the restructuring of Sri Lanka and for the development of Sri Lanka. And we can only witness the great gratitude that people show towards India, because it is really overwhelming to see that.
Okay, we seem to be having some connectivity issues with Varshini, who's reporting live. But as we get you the latest pictures, we're also talking about the significance of the Prime Minister's visit to Sri Lanka. He went there on the invite of the Lankan president, and a very significant statement also came in along with those 7 important bilateral agreements. We'll have to take a short commercial break here, viewers. We'll be back with more news and updates. Stay with Times Now.